Here are some fun educational games for kids being homeschooled. I've got some wonderful tips for you parents during quarantine. Hi, I'm Matt DeMayo, and welcome to my channel, Be Smarter, Faster. One of my core beliefs is that school is very good at teaching kids what to learn, but not necessarily how to learn it. That's a job for us parents. So instead of using your kids' school books and trying to teach subjects that they normally get in school, let's take a look at some fun things to do that will significantly improve your child's overall ability to learn everything and anything. In this series, I'm going to give you some fun games you can play with your kids that will help them improve their memory, develop their powers of awareness, and strengthen their powers of observation. These are all very simple, but extraordinarily powerful, and they will create a lasting benefit. Best of all, they take no special equipment, there's nothing to buy, and anyone can do them. If you find this video to be helpful, please give it a like so other parents can watch it. And be sure to subscribe, and also hit that little bell icon notification button so that you'll know whenever I release a new video. Let's start this series off with one of the best games for building powers of observation and memory. I call it Top 20. You can play it anywhere. When my daughter was very little, we'd play it in the car. Sometimes we'd play it at the park or while taking a walk. But I want to explain the game and teach it to you by telling you the story of how I invented it. We lived near the beach, and we would often just wander over there, and one day we were sitting on a bench near the edge of the sand. And I looked around and I said, hey, let's name things that can be up in the air. When I say my thing, you repeat it and then add one of your own. Then I have to repeat both things and add one. Let's see if we can get all the way to 20, okay? I'll go first. Sun. And she said, sun, moon. I said, sun, moon, cloud. And then she said, sun, moon, cloud, bird. And then I said, sun, moon, cloud, bird, airplane. And she said, sun, moon, cloud, bird, airplane. And then she paused for a moment, and after looking around, she said, kite, because there were some kids flying a kite on the beach. I said, sun, moon, cloud, bird, airplane, kite, and then I noticed some teenagers playing volleyball and said, ball. And she said, ball? I said, look, when they hit it over the net, it's up in the air. And that's when she amazed me, because she got creative. She said, sun, moon, cloud, bird, airplane, kite, ball, raindrop. And that surprised me because it was a bright, sunny day. And remember, everything else on our list so far could actually be seen, even the outline of the moon. Raindrop came completely from her imagination. So I added Snowflake, and that made her laugh. It was funny since here we are on a hot day on a beach in Florida. And we continued that way and made the list as long as we could. Now here's a couple of points I'd like to bring out. The list you just heard me do only had 8 things on it. Imagine going all the way up to 20. Now at first, it may be tough to think of 20 things. That means it'll be requiring some observation, and it'll require you to both have a little bit of creativity. And creativity and imagination are certainly powerful things to instill in your child. Next is the memory portion. Just blindly repeating the list the way you saw me do, well, that's fine, and you may be able to do it, but when the list gets pretty close to 20, you may start experiencing difficulties. However, you can add another dimension to this game by also adding a story to your list. Now, if you've watched my video, How to Do the Impossible, you may have seen an example of how we can use that technique. So you make up a story about how the items on your list are connected together. For example, the sun and moon went to the beach on a cloudy day. They thought they saw a bird, but it turned out to be an airplane. And a child was flying that airplane on a string like a kite. And then the kids on the beach, the teenagers, hit it with a ball. And then it started raining. And then it got cold and started snowing. You can make up any story you like. Have your child add his or her own parts to it. You'll giggle and laugh, but most importantly, you and your child will be able to remember very long lists. And I'm sure you can see the value of having that ability and how enormously helpful it can be, especially in school. All right, here are more ideas to get you started with your top 20 game. You may make a list of things I like to eat, or make it more specific. Things I like to eat for breakfast or lunch or for snacks. Things that the dog does or things that the cat does. Things that are on the street where I live or things that are out in my backyard. For older kids, you might make the list places that I would like to someday visit, or jobs that I'd like to have, or things that I would eventually like to do during my life, or games that I like to play. The lists can be about anything. In my next video, you're going to discover a game that is not only a lot of fun and will powerfully enhance your child's ability to learn everything faster, but will also develop the most important attribute to keeping your child safe in a dangerous world. So don't miss it. If you found this video to be helpful, please be sure to give it a like by clicking the thumbs up symbol and help spread the word to others that you think it'll help. I enjoy reading your comments, and I often respond when I think it's appropriate, so don't be surprised if you hear from me. As always, this is Matt DeMeo reminding you that everything I teach does take a little bit of work and effort, but it is absolutely worth it. Always remember that the fastest way to get to the top is to get off your bottom. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you on our next video.